Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw aboard the new Silver Endeavour. It's the very first cruise of this ship that Silversea acquired earlier this year, and I'm here with a familiar face, if you've been watching us, Barbara Muckerman, who is the Chief Commercial Officer for Silversea. And we're going to talk about this brand new ship. It literally is only a year old, and now it's been silverized. So we're here actually in Antarctica. It's snowing outside if you can't see from us. And we're going to talk about this ship. We're going to talk about the future ships coming up, where Silversea is today in the market, and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. First of all, Barbara, it's great to see you here. Thank you for inviting me. I took this invitation a long time ago. It's a tough time of year to be doing this kind of thing because we're out for 10 days, but I had to be here with you on this brand new vessel, and it is amazing. It really is. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Silver Endeavour. What's the impact of this vessel on your business going to be?
Well, James, first of all, thanks for coming, and thanks for the viewers for their time. We are incredibly excited about Silver Endeavour. As you can imagine, since Royal Caribbean Group acquired us, we wanted to build more ships on our expedition side. Silver Origin was the first, but then the pandemic sort of disrupted our plans. So when the Endeavour came to the market, it was a perfect occasion to accelerate the purchase of one of the finest ships to ever sail expedition.
Now you have it. What have you done to it? I mean, obviously, the previous company, Crystal, had just built this ship a year ago. It had a few sailings down here in Antarctica, and in fact, you have some of the crew, and even the captain, I believe, is from that time. So they know the ship pretty well. But you did have it, improving it, put your obviously new stuff, restaurants, things like that. What did you do to it in the last few months?
So I would say that the biggest decision we took was not to operate helicopters and submarines. Okay. As we said many times, Silversea's position on this kind of toys is that we really like every single customer to be able to do everything. Right. And this was surely the biggest decision. Other things have been small, cosmetic or operational, but sincerely, the ship is beautiful, and we have a big dry dock that we are expecting to do after the first Antarctica season. Because of supply chain issues, we couldn't get all the wonderful things that we want to fit on the ship in time for Antarctica season. But stay tuned for wonderful release before the next season.
I think one of the things you're going to do is take that where the helicopters were and put some kind of amazing suites in there, is what I think I heard you say.
Well, that's really the plan. And when I'll bring you later up, you will understand why we had this idea.
Okay, now we're going to see that a little bit. We're going to get a tour here. Now, when you first saw the ship after it had been in the quick dry deck, what did you think?
I mean, the ship is amazing. I mean, we can say she's overbuilt in every single aspect. This is a 20,000 GRTs for 100 suites.
Just 200 passengers, right?
Yes, so it's 100 GRTs per pax. Silversea's most spacious ships is around 72. So I'm sure, James, you're enjoying this incredible sense of space, restaurant capacity, space. I mean, this ship is just huge. The thing I have to say I'm mostly impressed with is the seaworthiness of the ship. We just did the Drake. I don't have necessarily great sea legs.
No, after all this time?
No. But the ship has been amazing. So with the stabilizers out, you almost couldn't feel it, and we had the 5 feet swell. So
yeah, no, it was very, very smooth coming over, and you kind of teased us because I wasn't quite sure which way we're getting your famous air bridge, and I thought we were doing it on the way down, and no, we did it. We actually did the Drake on the way down, and we got a little experience of the Drake. We're going on the air bridge, right?
Yes, we are. And the other amazing thing is that she's very fast. So you probably noticed that instead of the usual 2 days, if not something more, we actually landed in Antarctica 1 day earlier.
Yesterday we did. Yeah.
And we had a wonderful visit to a penguin colony yesterday.
Yes, that's what you got to do. You got to get down here quick and see the penguins. Exactly what you want to do. Now, sorry, you got this new ship. It's in the market. How long is it here for?
She's in Antarctica until March, and then she will go back up towards a beautiful Arctic season, the largest Arctic season Silversea ever published.
Yeah, I know, and I'm looking at it, and we're going to talk to your head of expeditions. He's got some amazing thoughts about all the things that they're going to be doing on Hudson Bay, Greenland. I mean, it looks, like I said, I want to go. Looks great. Now, let's talk a little bit about the growth. You know, actually, you've done a lot of work to improve your market share position. You've focused on new pricing plans. You've added ships, capacity. What really has been the most important that really has helped you do this? And one of the things you did was this door-to-door and port-to-port policy, pricing policy. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So Silversea's ambition is to become the leader in luxury experiential travel. And of course, we need a lot of ships to be able to continue to cover the 900 destinations that we cover every year. So just during the pandemic, we managed to take 4 ships into service, which is an unprecedented growth for Silversea. Our total growth from 2019 to 2027 will actually be 146%, bringing Silversea from the position we are in today as the largest player in luxury and expedition cruising with a 20% market share to the global market share of 31%. This is, of course, with the new build that have already been announced. This will allow, our travel agents partner, basically they will be in a fantastic position that 1 guest out of 3 in luxury expedition and luxury cruising will come with Silversea.
Wow, that's amazing. And then because of that, you have this new pricing policy, the door to, where literally they pick you up at the door of your house and that's it. They take you all the way through and everything, or you can opt for the port to port, right?
Yes. Today, Silversea is the most all-inclusive product in the market. As you just said, James, we added the chauffeur service. So a private driver will come and pick you up at home. We will take care of transfers, hotels, everything, get you on the ship and then get you back home. And this is really the rate that is the most popular rate that we have. This is when all cabins are available on this one since the opening of the cycle, all suites categories, and you should really use this rate for your guests. They want everything to be taken care of. If you're on the other side have more value conscious guests or guests that maybe want to use miles or that maybe you would like to create different packages for them, then we have this fantastic port to port, which is basically a cruise only product that still has all of the inclusivity on board but doesn't have the land portion of the inclusivity.
And you kind of really need the land portion, and especially for a cruise like this, where you have to. We stayed in Santiago, a hotel night. We're going to be staying in Punta Arenas, a hotel night. We have the Antarctic Airlines segment, which is the air bridge. We experienced already, although we did it in a different way, and we did it to Puerto William, and now we're going to do it going back to eventually back to Santiago. And so there's a lot of elements to one of these excursions, and it is literally part of the thrill of this. The part of the expedition is getting there, right?
Yes, for sure. And to your point, Antarctica is one of the most complex operational areas in the world, and thanks to the bridge and our partnership with DAP, which is the airline managing the service for us, now we have the most seamless way to get to Antarctica. Historically, we needed to wake up the guests maybe at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning for very inconvenient connections, while today, as you experienced, you get on a plane, it's a personalized service, quick transfer to the ship, everything in very, very decent times of the day.
And it's actually, Puerto William is a very interesting port, and they have a beautiful center there, the Antarctic Center where we had a ceremony, one of the first of many. We still haven't actually christened this ship. No. When is that going to be? It's soon, right? Today.
We hope tomorrow.
It's odd because we've sort of had a rolling christening, as it were. Now, one of the things about that whole thing is that I forgot to mention our air bridge. The plane you're on is painted like a penguin, so that's a good. So just get you in the mood. So let's talk a little bit about growth. You've actually launched like 4 ships in a little more than a year, which is amazing, including this one, which came as a bit of a surprise. Now, that's a lot of capacity to fill. How are you going to do it?
Well, with the help of our travel advisors partners, and I have to say, you're doing great. Okay. So our travel advisor sales are growing. are growing month over month, kicking strong. So we just need to keep this momentum.
Yeah, really bad. With 4 ships, come on, give these guys a break. You know, you got to get now this one comes on the market, and it's just amazing. And they're all brand new, beautiful ships. Beautiful ship in Galapagos. Beautiful ship. As I was on, we were in earlier today in Lisbon, where we christened one of your ships there, the Silver Dawn. And they are just great ships. So it's not like your clients are going to really not like these ships. These are great ships. Now, how can travel agents help you with this capacity? What specifically do you want them to do?
Well, I would love for you to go and look at our Arctic season next year, because what James was saying, that this ship sort of arrived unexpectedly in the portfolio. We have more capacity than ever in the Arctic, which means that very strange, we still have space. And these itineraries will blow the mind of your guests. You know, polar bears, seals, birds, history, anything you can imagine. So I would really urge you, go and look at the Arctic itineraries. We have fantastic pricing and promotions on this. And that's a great way to take a guest that was doing safaris and offer them a safari at sea that will be unforgettable.
Yeah, well, I saw you're, as I said, your expedition leader. He's talking about Hudson Bay, and I said, boy, this looks great. And some of these itineraries, including Greenland, Iceland, incredible, really. Now, let's talk a little bit about your market share and also what guests you're going after these days. It's not just the U.S. anymore, right?
No, and actually it has not been just the U.S. since 2004. Silversea, one of the biggest advantages of Silversea is that once you get on board, you meet like-minded people, and the guests love that. And so we always have strived to give an international, sophisticated atmosphere on board, different from maybe a Palm Beach resort atmosphere. For this, we've invested heavily. The UK is our second source market. Australia is almost as big as the UK. We have a lot of Aussies that love us. And of course, EMEA. And this is creating the kind of atmosphere that you're living now. You see people from Hong Kong, from Singapore, and it makes the dinner more interesting.
Absolutely. It's a really international crowd, and it's a sophisticated traveler who really knows what they're doing here. Now, let's talk about another favorite topic of yours, because we're not done yet with the 4 ships. We got something called Silver Nova coming out next year.
Yes.
Oh my God! And this is going to blow your mind. It's a much larger ship for what I think it's 750.
728.
728. Okay, so I was a little bigger than that. 728 guests. Is this the new Silversea, and also much more sustainable, right?
So, looking at our classic ocean product, we are super excited about Nova. Nova is slightly bigger, to James' point, because she is the first multi-hybrid ship that can handle the whole of the hotel load when in port. Right. What this really means is that this ship can be in port at zero emission, even without shore power. This is thanks to a very complicated package, which is made of 2 fuel types, both MGO and LNG. LNG is today the cleanest source of energy that's available for ships. But then what's really cool is that thanks to a converter, we convert the LNG into hydrogen through fuel cells, and hydrogen is the cleanest energy you can have. So the ship can arrive in port and just basically be emission free. And she's producing 4 megawatts of energy by doing that. That's why she can really handle the whole of the hotel load. The biggest projects in shipping today, they're producing about 200 kilowatts. So this is 20 times bigger, and we're super excited about that.
So that's sustainable. It's going to be much more environmentally friendly, much more, and you got a lot more room to play with on this ship. And then you got a twin coming out after that, right?
Yes, Silver Ray. So stay tuned, because Nova is coming out this summer, and Ray is going to come in the spring of 2024.
Now, is this the new model for your ocean-going ships going forward, do you think?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So you had the Muse class, and now we have the Nova class. And then we have this wonderful ship, which is your newest in Antarctica. Your other ships for Antarctica are really conversions, but still wonderful ships. Some of your classics, and they're doing. And then, of course, you have your Galapagos fleet.
Yes. From a strategic perspective, Silversea wants to keep building ships for specific destinations, and this is why Silver Endeavour was a perfect fit. Origin is built, it's so Galapagos-centered that we could not operate her anywhere else. And also, if you take Silver Endeavour, she's very closed in. It's really a cocoon that shields the customers from the cold outside, but still allows these incredible views. So this works very well in our philosophy of building purpose-built ships. The problem with the older generation expedition ships is that they need to cross the equator, and you really need different types of capabilities from a ship if you're sailing in polar waters or in the equator. So it's difficult to do both perfectly. Right. That's why, for example, the Endeavour will position empty. So we're doing the Antarctica season, position her empty, and then do the Arctic season, and then back.
This really is a polar ship.
Yes. Right? So she is a real polar baby.
And they're not going everywhere else in the world, which is... Now, anything else you want to say to our 109,000 travel advisors about Silversea today, about this wonderful new addition to your fleet?
I would really thank you for your support and say keep kicking, because you're helping us enormously. As the most inclusive product in the market, we also have wonderful commissions, and we are so happy to partner with you. So please help us filling these beautiful ships.
Barbara, I want to thank you for inviting me on the ship. It's been a wonderful experience. I was just with you, just it feels like it was yesterday, was this year, because you got so many ships coming out, and now we got Nova coming up, so I'm sure I'll see you there. But thank you again, and this is a beautiful ship. You've done a great job with it. You got more to come, and as you make it much more your own. All the colors are Silversea now, and you see the interiors here, very up. So congratulations, and good luck with the next launch.
Thank you so much, James. Hello to everybody. We hope to see you very soon on our beautiful fleet.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.